So we'll do some more extended parts of this discussion of stationary waves. First, we'll see the stationary waves on strings, then stationary waves in organ pipes. So both we'll be using in framing the musical instruments. So that we'll see today. Yeah, yesterday's contents are there still. We did the intensity part also yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So this is all what we did yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I told you can have 4 different formats of equations. So if you see clearly, let us call it as x is equal to 0. Okay. And this is how the stationary wave is produced. So at x is equal to 0, what do you have? Node, correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
At x is equal to 0, we have node. Node means amplitude of the resulting wave should become 0.
Zero, sir.
So in this equation of the stationary waves, yeah, let us take this 2r sine kx cos omega t, or 2r sine kx sine omega t. So the equation is y is equal to 2r sine kx sine omega t. So this can be written as a sine omega t. So here a is the amplitude of the resulting wave formed, of the stationary wave formed. This is point number 4. So we have given 4 formats of equations. Now I wanted to tell you which equation is to be used in what conditions. For that I am just mentioning it. A is the amplitude of the stationary wave formed, and at node A will be 0. So A will be 0 means A is equal to 2r sine kx, that is 2r sine theta. So theta is equal to kx. K is the wave number. We can write it as 2 pi by lambda into x. So this should be equal to 0, pi, 2 pi, and so on. So sine 0 is 0, amplitude will be 0, sine pi will be 0, sine 2 pi will be 0. So for all the values of angle 0, 180, 360, etc., 0 radians, pi radians, 2 pi radians, etc., theta will become 0, pi, etc., then sine theta will become 0. So if sine theta becomes 0, implies amplitude will be 0. So the equation for the stationary waves with a node at x is equal to 0 means at the starting point O, you can call it as O, can be written as y is equal to 2r sine kx sine omega t, or you can also write it as 2r sine kx cos omega t also you can write. Any of these two formats. Next, sometimes the wave will be like this. Normally in stretched strings you will have this wave format, whereas in flute, mouth organ, other clarinet, etc., this will be the wave format like this. So this is the origin, means at x is equal to 0, we have a is equal to 2r, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the wave equation for this should be a sine omega t, and a should be 2r. Therefore, it can be written as 2r cos kx sine omega t. So 2r cos kx sine omega t means in place of amplitude, we got to 2r cos theta. Theta is equal to kx is equal to 0, pi, 2 pi, and so on n pi. Correct? Cos 0 is 1.
Yes, sir.
Cos pi is minus 1. Cos 2 pi is again plus 1, and so on. So thus, y will be equal to plus or minus a, and intensity of course will be varying directly as a square, implies intensity becomes 4r square. Avuna? So in either case, intensity is 4r square only, but the condition is in the earlier case at x is equal to 0 we have node, whereas here at x is equal to 0 we have anti-node. If at x is equal to 0 you have node, then this should be the formation of the equation, format of the equation. 2r sine kx sine omega t, or 2r sine kx cos omega t. And other possibility is, if you have antinode at x is equal to 0, then for all the angles of 0, pi, 2 pi, etc., cosine function will have plus or minus 1. So amplitude should be 2r cos theta, that is 2r cos kx, means the equation of progressive wave will be y is equal to 2r cos kx sine omega t. So these are the two possibilities we can have. Based on this, now we can proceed to the musical instruments and how we apply this concept there. Yeah, fifth one. Have you noted this point? Ramdev and Vamsi, have you noted this?
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I completed this, sir, like the down part, sir.
Okay.
Sir, would you please explain what is R, sir, again?
R means we have taken two progressive waves now, Ramdev.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y1 is equal to R sine omega t minus kx, and Y2 is equal to, after reflection, second wave will have the equation R sine omega t plus kx. So this R is the amplitude of each progressive wave. Okay.
Sir, what is the difference between A? Okay, sir. Okay, sir. A is equal to 2R. Yes, sir.
A is the amplitude of resulting wave formed. It will be, it won't be always 2R. It will be 2R at antinode and 0 at node. It will be 2R at antinode and A will be 0 at node. Okay.
Sir, and resulting wave is the sir. Is it the wave in opposite direction, sir, or
Exactly. This is one wave is y is equal to R sine omega t minus kx, is the wave moving from left to right.
yes, sir.
And y is equal to R sine omega t plus kx, will be the wave moving along negative x-axis, that is from right to left.
Yes, sir. Sir,
So
is
these
it
two are reacting on each other to get stationary waves.
yes, sir. And the resulting wave is the product of these two waves, sir.
Not product, vector sum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y is equal to y1 plus y2.
Yes, sir. Understood,
This is
sir.
what we did yesterday. Just look it. Yeah, this is what I told you. This, for example, a string is stretched between two rigid supports, and when I pluck it, a pulse, a transverse pulse will produce here. Just see the movement of the pen. Okay. So this is the transverse pulse generated in the string. Now it is moving like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. And here it cannot move further because this end is fixed. It's not open end. It is fixed end. So what happens to this is it suffers reflection. So the reflected pulse will be moving like this. Now what is happening? This is the direction of incident pulse, incident wave. And this is the equation of the reflected wave. So these two are reacting on each other, superimposing on each other. So according to the parallelogram law of vectors, the resultant displacement of the resulting wave formed will be the sum of the vector sum of the displacements of these two waves, y1 plus y2. So I put these two equations. Omega t I called it as A, kx I called it as B. So there is a formula in trigonometry, sin A minus B plus sin A plus B will be coming out to be 2 cos B sin A. Okay.
Sir, and sir, is y2 equal to y1 in magnitude, sir?
Magnitude is same, but the directions of motion are opposite.
Yes, sir. Sir, then the net displacement should be 0, sir. Is that right, sir?
Then because of this opposing phase, it's not 0 always.
Sir, so opposing wave and the incident wave are not equal in magnitude, sir?
The magnitudes are same,
Yes, sir.
but they are not same all the time.
Yes, sir.
Because of this phase difference, one is omega t minus phi, other is omega t plus phi. They are moving in opposite directions. Say, for example, take this case. I'll show you. It has a displacement plus r, correct?
Yes, sir.
And here it is minus r.
Yes, sir.
So what is the net displacement? Y bar is equal to y1 bar plus y2 bar, correct?
Yes, sir.
Y1 bar minus y2 bar. Why minus? Both are in opposite directions.
Yes, sir.
So it is y1. Y1 is what? 2r. Y1 is sorry, r plus r. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Minus half. Y2 is what?
Minus r, sir.
So what is happening now?
2r, sir.
So here now this is the resulting wave formed. Correct? Now you don't see it as two waves.
Sir, but sir, what is the direction of net displacement, sir?
Net direction, this is displacement. Before superimposition, they are individual waves.
Yes, sir.
Once they superimpose on each other, now we call them as loops. This is first loop. This is second loop. This is third loop. So this is the initial position of the particle, right?
Yes, sir.
Now this is the total displacement of the particle.
Yes, sir.
Here it is totally 0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is how we got the mathematics of it. I called A is equal to omega t I took, B is equal to kx is equal to phi. Phi is of course, k is nothing but 2 pi by lambda into x. This is we got from phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into path difference. All these things are there. Just if you look into that, you will get the idea, right?
Yes, sir.
So according to this formula from trigonometry, I will be getting 2r, that is in place of r is already there. So 2 cos b means phi into r, 2r cos phi sin omega t. This 2r cos phi is called as amplitude of the resulting wave. Even I shared this also yesterday, right? And
Yes,
even we mentioned where what is the distance between alternate antinodes, what is the corresponding phase angle, what is the time lag between them, all these points, alternate antinodes, adjacent antinodes or nodes, antinode and node also I made a table, you can look into that. And these are the all possible forms of equations, progressive wave equations. I just gave you how different possibilities are there. If nodes are formed, if node is formed at x is equal to 0, then this should be the equation. You can have 2r sin kx sin omega t or 2r sin kx cos omega t. And if antinode is formed at x is equal to 0, then this should be the equation. Okay?
yes,
Fine. Shall we proceed further?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, stationary waves on the string. So to begin with, Vamsi, you're there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a string of a guitar or violin or veena. It is fixed in between the points A and B. So here is the progressive wave formed in the string. And the string is in straight form. When you pluck it in the middle, string is getting deformed. Avuna kada?
Yes, sir.
Straight గా ఉన్న string ని మధ్యలో ప్లక్ చేసావు నువ్వు, అంటే you are creating some tension. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we created some tension, due to that the string is getting deformed. And here we call it as mass of the string is already formula చెప్పాను ఇంత ముందు. Mass of the string is say m0. Newton's formula చెప్పినప్పుడు చెప్పుకున్నాం. Length of the string is L. So mass per unit length of the string. దీన్ని mu లేదా lambda అని కూడా అంటారు. It is also called as linear
Sir,
density.
density.
Linear density. So this is m0 by L. And tension exerted on the string is T. ఈ టెన్షన్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేస్తారో కూడా చెప్పాను నేను. ఎలా చేస్తాం? The string will be passed over a pulley, and at the other end we will connect
By
a,
adding mass, sir.
yeah, weight hanger. So that's how we'll create the tension. So if m is the mass attached to the string, then the tension in the string will be how much? Mg, correct?
Yes, sir.
So now we will get this according to Newton's formula. For the speed of these transverse waves, it is given by root of T by mu, that is root of mg by s m0 by L. Even this we wrote it as pi r square L అని కూడా రాసాం, అవునా?
Yes, sir.
ఎలాగా? Mass is equal to volume into density. Mass of the wire is volume into density. Volume is nothing but cross sectional area multiplied by L into rho. So m naught by L is A into rho. A is equal to pi r square. R is the radius. If R is the radius of the wire, then A becomes pi r square. Therefore, it becomes pi r square into rho. Sorry. So this becomes, the formula will be now mg by pi r square into rho. Rho is the density. Linear density is lambda. Rho is the density of material of the wire. Brass, copper. Brass will have 800 kg made to the power of -3. Steel will have 1200 kg made to the power of -3. Like this, different materials will have different densities. So rho is the density of the wire. Then the formula for speed is mg by pi r square rho. Now, this is the formula, already we know it. Next. So this is the stretched string of the musical instrument. It is stretched in between the points M and N. The length of the stretched portion of the string is L. Now we pluck it in the middle. So what happens? This is the first mode of vibration. First mode of vibration of the string. So this is how a progressive wave is produced. Because it is fitted at this end N, yes, what happens? It gets reflected. Anna?
Yes, sir.
So what you have got now? This is the first progressive wave moving from M to N, left to right. There is a second progressive wave formed after reflection going from N to M. Now these two are superimposing on each other to get antinode at the middle and two nodes at the two fixed ends of the string. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, according to the definition of wavelength, distance between adjacent nodes is nothing but length here. Is it not equal to half of the wavelength?
Yes, sir.
Vamdev, follow Uttava?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Huh? See, adjacent antinodes lambda by 2. Alternate antinodes are nodes lambda. Adjacent antinodes are adjacent nodes lambda by 2. Ona? So here,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I applied the tension in such a way that the string is vibrating only in one loop. It is vibrating only in one loop. Normally, we don't pluck it in the middle. How we create these vibrations? We'll take a tuning fork. Vibrating prong of the tuning fork is kept near the string. So, because of the superposition, the string also starts vibrating, and thus the stationary waves are produced. Or normally the musicians will have, so they will fix something to their nails, a sharp edge-like thing they will fix, and with that they will be plucking the string so that these stationary waves are formed in it. So the least possible mode of vibration, which is also called as the first mode of vibration, it is also called as fundamental mode. You cannot have a vibrating mode less than this. Vamdev.
Yes, sir.
So this is the least possible mode of vibration where two nodes will be formed at the two fitted ends of the string, and in the middle you can have an antinode. So according to the definition of stationary waves, distance between adjacent nodes or antinodes is half of the wavelength. Therefore, the lambda here becomes 2L. Avuna?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, so what is the frequency now? Nu is equal to V by lambda, correct?
Yes, sir.
So it becomes V by 2L. This is nothing but first mode. frequency of fundamental mode, I can say. So I can write this as 1 by 2L into root of T by mu. Correct?
Yes, sir.
This is called as fundamental frequency of the stretched string. So you cannot get frequencies less than this. Endukante string will not vibrate with one end fixed and other end open. Is it possible?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So both the ends should be rigidly fixed. So the least possible mode is node should be at the two fixed ends with the antinode in the middle. So the least possible length of the string with this mode of vibration is equal to half of the wavelength according to the definition of stationary waves. Distance between adjacent nodes is nothing but half of the wavelength. From that lambda we got 2L. So new one is V by lambda. V is equal to new lambda formula. From that we get V by 2L. V formula we wrote it as root of T by mu. Therefore I get the formula for the frequency of this stretched string in the least mode of vibration as 1 by 2L into root of T by mu. This is only called as fundamental frequency, or it is also called as first harmonic. Okay? Understood?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Next. In the next possible mode of vibration, I am keeping the length same. Because string length cannot be changed multiply, many times, whenever you need. So now I changed the tension. The tension that is attached to this string is changed in such a way that I got two loops in this string like this. I'll use AB so that there won't be any confusion with nodes. Any problem with this?
No, sir.
Vamdev? Vamdev is not there, right? Vamdev is not there.
Sir, he's there, sir.
It's not responding. Vamdev, are you able to hear me? Hello? మాట్లాడలేదు వామదేవ్.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir? Yes, sir.
Yeah, why Vamdev, you're not responding? You're there? Hello?
Sir? Hello, yes,
Are you
sir.
able
Yes,
to
sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm there, sir.
Okay, okay. Fine. So are you able to follow what I'm telling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
Now,
noting down.
here is a weight hanger attached to the string. So by changing the tension, by changing the weights, I can change the tension in the string. So I can make the loop to vibrate in more number of loops. So here the string is made to vibrate in 2 loops. Here only 1 loop. You cannot have less than this. Half loop is not possible for vibration. So complete loop should be formed for the first mode of vibration. So in this, 2 loops are formed. So this is earlier one we called it as fundamental mode or fundamental frequency or first harmonic. Now this is called as second harmonic. Or it is also called as first overtone. What do you call this? first overtone, OT. So now here is a node, here is a node, here is a node. So length of the string has now become equal to lambda 2, correct?
Yes, sir.
So can I write it as 2 into lambda 2 by 2? Therefore, lambda 2 is 2L by 2. So what will be the frequency now? V by lambda 2 implies nu 2 becomes, yes, 2 by 2L into root of T by mu. So is it not equal to 2 nu 1?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. This is called octave. So if frequency of one tone is double that of another one, then we say second is the octave of the first. So what do you call this frequency? We call this frequency as the second harmonic or first overtone. Similarly, same string is there. By changing the weight attached, now I am making the string to vibrate in 3 loops. So these are the nodes at the 2 fixed ends nodes only should form, and here is lambda 3. So this should be lambda 3 by 2. Therefore, length will become now 3 by 2 into lambda 3 implies lambda 3 is 2L by 3 and nu 3 will be equal to V by lambda 3. Therefore, you implies the frequency here comes out to be 3 by 2L into root of T by mu. This is nothing but 3 nu 1. So this is called as, yes,
Third overtone.
Third
Third harmonic, sir.
or
Second overtone, sir.
second overtone. So like this, here I get nu 1 is to nu 2 is to nu 3, etc. is equal to 1 is to 2 is to 3, etc. Correct or not? So using
sir.
the stretched string, all the harmonics are produced. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Stretched strings are mostly used in designing the musical instruments.
Sir, one doubt, sir. Sir, in the second case, how are we producing 2 loops, sir?
Increasing tension. We got nu varies directly as V, correct?
Yes.
And V varies directly as root T.
Yes, sir.
Suppose we kept 500 grams here, load,
Yes, sir.
and here you make it 1 kilogram. So you have doubled the tension. Sorry, it should be 4 kilograms. 4 or 2 are 4 times. It should increase 4 times. Yeah, it should be 2 kilograms. And here it was 500 grams. Now it is how much? 2 kilograms. I'll show it as a problem. Yes. Tension T1 is equal to M1 into G. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Tension T2 is equal to M2 into G. M1 is 500 grams. M2 is 2 kilograms. So, as I said, nu is equal to V by lambda. Implies nu varies directly as V. And V varies directly as root T. Ona?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, from this, what can I write? Nu 2 by nu 1 is equal to V2 by V1. Ona?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is equal to root of T2 by T1.
T2 by T1, sir.
G is same. It is root of M2 by M1. So M2 is 2, M1 is 500 grams, means half a kg. Therefore, nu2 is equal to 2 nu1. Correct? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Simple problem. So this is what I said here. By changing the load, we can make the string, with the frequency increasing means number of loops should also increase. So by changing the load attached to the string, you will be increasing the tension. Once tension increases, speed will increase. If speed increases, frequency will increase. So the string will be vibrating in 2 loops, and this is called as second harmonic, or it is also called as first overtone. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now again what we did, we increased the tension further so that it is now vibrating in 3 loops. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So I got it as 3 nu1. Therefore, the ratio of frequencies is 1:2:3, etc. So you are getting all the harmonics. Another important point what you get from this is frequency nu is equal to, we got 1/2L into root of T by mu. Ona?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So from this we can now state the laws of stretched string. So first of all, for the same length and material of the string, frequency varies directly as square root of the tension applied. This is called first law. So same thing we did there. Nu1 by nu2 is equal to root of T1 by T2. Okay. Next, for the same length and same tension, nu varies directly as root mu. Ona?
Yes, sir.
That is varies directly as root of pi r square into rho. Correct or wrong? So
Yes,
simple
sir.
will come based on them. Nu1 by nu2 is root of mu2 by mu1. That is r2 by r1 into root of rho 2 by rho 1. Arthamainda?
Yes, sir.
Pi r square root lo undi kabatti this will be out, this will be coming out 1 by r root rho. So nu1 by nu2 is r2 by r1 into root of rho 2 by rho 1. This is called second law. So the frequency of a stretched string of given length under same tension varies inversely as square root of linear density. And third one, for the wire of same material and under same tension, frequency varies inversely as length, implies nu1 by nu2 is equal to L2 by L1. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So today you have maths class.
Yes, sir.
From now only, correct?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. From 7 to 8, sir.
7 to 8, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's 7 to 8. Okay, fine. So Anagha's slot is not disturbed. Vamdev, any
Yes, sir.
questions, any doubts?
No, sir. No doubt, sir.
They are called laws of stretched strings, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So tomorrow we'll see argon pipes. After that,
Yes, sir.
another beats and Doppler effect will be left. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Tomorrow
sir.
I'll inform. Tomorrow also we'll try to have the class. Saturday we can skip, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Vamdev, try to see those videos, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think you are not yet. Yeah, switch on your videos.
Yes, sir.
Try to come to normalcy, Vamdev.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we should involve, engage in our activities. Okay.
Yes,
Just
sir. Yes.
throw everything out, keep your mind free, and involve in your studies, academic activities, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Take care, and try to encourage your sister Anaka also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So come out of that. No doubt, it's very great loss. We are only not able to. Every day, 5 o'clock, when we hear that TTD Sahaswati Palankar Sevalo, వాళ్ళు ఎవరెవరు పాడుతుంటారు కదా.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
మీకు గుర్తుందా, మీ క్లాస్ అవుతూ ఉంటే మధ్యలో అనగా మాట్లాడినప్పుడు ఆ టోన్ వినిపిస్తూ ఉండేది.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
రియల్లీ అది ఆ రోజు అది గుర్తొస్తుంది మాకు. మేమే అంత ఫీల్ అవుతున్నాం. రియల్లీ విన్ అయ్యేందుకు మీకు చాలా ఇబ్బంది ఉంటుంది. బట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు కమ్ అవుట్. ఇట్స్ ఎ ఫ్యాక్ట్ అండ్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు డైజెస్ట్ ఇట్, రైట్? అందువల్ల ఇంకా వచ్చేసాయి తొందరగా.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
వంశీ,
Yes, sir.
చేస్తున్నావా?
Sir?
వర్క్ చేస్తున్నావా?
Yes, sir. Chestnut, sir.
After this argon pipes, I'll give you some assignment. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We'll finish the argon pipes. Meanwhile, Vamdev, నువ్వు చూసి ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే రేపు నన్ను అడుగు.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ఓకేనా?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Resume your work as early as possible. Come out of that shock. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay, bye. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Bye-bye.